गोविंद माधव। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमस्पृचार्य अष्टोत्तर His Divine Grace अभय शरण भक्तिदान स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमस्पृचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती महाराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत पुराण की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled duties, all glories to the assembled duties, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 71, verse 3 and 4. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 71, verse 3 and 4. So we are going to recite 3. Yastavyam Rajasuyena Dikchakrajahina Vibho Atha Jana Surajaya Ubhaya Artha Matamam. Yastavyam Rajasuyena Dikchakrajahina Vibho Atha Jarasutajaya Ubhaya Artha Matamam. Yastavyam Rajasuyena Dikchakrajayina Vibho Athajara Suttajaya Ubhaya Artha Mathamama. Yastavyam Rajasuyena. Ubhaya Artha Mathamama. Yastavyam Rajasuyena Dikchakrajayina Vidhu Athajara Sutajaya Ubhaya Artha Matham. Yastavyam Rajasuyena Dikchakrajayina Vibho Athajara Sutajaya Ubhaya Artha Matham. Yastavya Rajasuyena Dikchakrajayina Vibho Athajara Sutajaya Ubhaya Artha Matham. What word meaning? Yastavyam, sacrifice should be performed. Rajasuyena, with the Rajasuya ritual. Dik, of directions. Chakra, the complete circle. Jaina, by one who has conquered. Vibho, O Almighty One. Atha, therefore. Jarasuta, of the son of Jara. Jaya, the conquest. Ubhaya, both. Artha, having the purposes. Matha opinion, Mama my. Translation purport. Only one who has conquered all opponents in every direction can perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. O Almighty One, thus in my opinion, conquering Jasanda will serve both the purposes. Sri Uddhava here explains that only one who has conquered all direction is entitled to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. Therefore, Lord Krishna should immediately accept the invitation to participate in the sacrifice, but then he should arrange to kill Jasanda as a necessary prerequisite. In this way, the king's request for protection would be fulfilled automatically. If the Lord would thus adhere to a single policy, namely saying that the Rajasuya sacrifice was performed properly, all purpose would be fulfilled. According to Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, one of Lord Krishna's qualities is Chatura, cleverer, which means that he can perform various type of work at the same time. Thus, the Lord could certainly have solved the dilemma of how to simultaneously satisfy King Yudhishthira's desire to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice and the imprisoned king's desire for freedom. But Krishna wanted to give his devotee Uddhava the credit for the solution, and thus he pretended to be perplexed. Text 4. Asmakam chamahan arto he ete naiva bhavishyati yashashyata va govinda rajno baddhan vimunchata. By this decision there will be great gain for us, and you will save the kings. Thus, Govinda, you will be glorified. मम ज्ञानतिमृन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहकना रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदा सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां भवनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 71, verse 3 and 4. The title is The Lord Travels to Indraprastha. Hare Krishna. यस्तव्यं राजसूयेन दिक्चक्रजयेन विभो अथो जरासूतपया उभयर्थो मतुमम्. So yastavyam is a sacrifice should be performed. Rajasuyena with the Rajasuya ritual. Dikchakra all direction. Jaina Vibho who has conquered Almighty One. Atha therefore. Jarasutta son of Jara. So here it says, who has conquered all opponents in every direction can perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. O Almighty One, thus in my opinion, conquering Jasanda will serve both purpose. So here we heard about previous chapter, Lord Krishna's daily activities. And in this we hear about Lord travels to Indraprastha. Because the messengers, two messengers, one from Dwarka and Narad Muni, they approach Lord Krishna. And first messenger says about how Krishna, how the kings were arrested by Jarasandha, and they are sending a messenger. The kings are sending a messenger to Lord Sri Krishna and informing about the situation of them. They are saying we are so much due to our weakness, some, means personal attitude, like we cannot surrender to you. Actually, one has to surrender to you, then he can be happy in this material world, or in other words, he has to worship the Supreme Lord. Because due to our fruity mentality, we are bound by sinful activities. And in order to become free, one has to worship the Supreme Personality of God if one has to become happy in this material world. Actually, in this world, nobody is happy actually. So the shelter is the lotus feet of the Krishna. Uh, One has to surrender to Sri Krishna. Padam padam yat pipatam. It's said it's every step there's a danger in this material world, but the lotus feet of the Lord is only shelter which can cross this material ocean. So it's this very nice interaction. There's nice quotes which the messengers, the kings are sending to the messenger to Krishna. So beautiful. Then Narad Muni is approaching Lord Krishna, and Narad looks very effulgent, very. This and Narad Muni is glorifying Lord Sri Krishna. You are the source of everything. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the Creator, Maintainer, and Eater. And and after glorifying Lord Sri Krishna, he's saying that Jasna can be only defeated, then only Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to perform this Rajasuya sacrifice. So he's giving the description of Lord Krishna's beautiful bodily features. He's glorifying Lord Sri Krishna. When seeing Krishna, one becomes purified. Similarly, by serving the Lord's devotee and serving the Lord, one can become purified just by seeing the Lord as devotee. He can be purified. That's a nice bhajan. Vaishnavas, E baro karuna karo, Vaishnav Thakur. Hari sthane apradhe, tare Hari naam. Toma sthane apradhe, nahi paritran. Means in Hari, if you commit offense at the deity, means there is the holy name. But commit offense at a devotee, there is no other hope. So yes, seeing a pure devotee of Lord, one becomes purified. That's the power of a pure devotee. Um, it's, everything, all is auspicious. The lotus feet, his words, his instructions, the remnants of his dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Similarly, Narad Muni is glorifying Lord Sri Krishna, and then he's conveying the message of how this Jasanda can be only after Rajasuya Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to perform a Rajasuya sacrifice, which is the king of all sacrifice. And then Lord Krishna is asking Uddhava, and Uddhava is saying that Yudhishthira Maharaj is the right candidate. That so we have to go to Indraprastha, and Lord Krishna and Uddhava travels to Indraprastha on his chariot, Krishna chariot. The one who has conquered all opponents in every direction can perform the Rajasuya sacrifice, O Almighty One. Thus is my opinion, conquering Jasanda will serve both purposes. So Uddhava is telling to Lord Sri Krishna, this one who has conquered all opponents in every directions. So Yudhishthira Maharaj also is glorifying Lord Krishna, and he is trying to prepare for a Rajasuya sacrifice. And in this sacrifice, there should be a person who is the topmost. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is considering Lord Krishna is the supreme personal Godhead, and all the demigods are his servants. So one has to worship only by glorifying Krishna. By this, Yudhishthira Maharaj want to glorify Krishna, and so he performs a Rajasuya sacrifice in which all the great sages, all the demigods, all the saintly persons are invited. Demigods from all the heavenly planets, all the great personalities are invited to this Rajasuya sacrifice. and Lord Krishna accepts the invitation of Yudhishthira Maharaj. But there are many obstacles in that too. Before that, Krishna instructs Yudhishthira Maharaj that you have to conquer in all directions. You have to show your power as the king. Like so, Yudhishthira Maharaj sends all his brothers in different direction: east, west, north, south, and Jarsanda is being an obstacle in to perform this Rajasukha. So Jarsanda was can be only be killed by Bhima. That was Uddhava's instruction to Lord Sri Krishna. So he left for Indraprastha. And Jarsanda had a benediction that he cannot be killed by anyone unless he because he was born in two parts like that. He was joined in two parts when he was small child. His father, he was a king and he had no sons, and finally gets a son, and the saintly person gives him a fruit and he distributes among his two wives, so the child is born in two parts. And the king thought that this child is useless and he throws in the forest. So there is a witch named Jara. She joins both this part, and this Jasanda was born like that. So it's wonderful mystic powers they had. So this is, and Jasanda, Krishna knew that Jasanda cannot be defeated by anybody. So when Jasanda was very charitable. He was known for his charity to the Brahmanas. So when Lord Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, they all went in a discourse as Brahmanas and approached Jasanda for a charity. And when Jasanda saw Krishna and Balram and Arjuna, he recognized them, and Bhima, seeing their bodily marks, they had conch like that, this on their body. So Jasanda recognized them, and he told that I've seen you somewhere. Then they revealed themselves that this Krishna, I'm Krishna, and this Arjuna is here, is Bhima, like that. So Jarasandha then told that Krishna, after all, you ran from the battlefield. Jarasandha was defeated 17 times on the battlefield. And Jarasandha says, you're Purushadama. Purushadama means lowest of mankind. But the Acharya says, um, Purushadama means indirectly is glorifying Lord Krishna. He is the topmost personality in human beings. Purushadha. From So Jasanda says that, oh Krishna, you are a coward, you ran away from the battlefield. Jasanda was defeated 17 times by Lord Sri Krishna. Even after being defeated the 17th time, he lost. The battle force was very furious because there were many soldiers, horses, and the elephants. They were just killed by Lord Krishna my Sudarshan Chakra. And it was just like an ocean of blood, elephant heads, and chariots. It was flowing like that. This is one of Krishna's Raudra Rupa, fearless form. There's different mellows Krishna relishes this. So, Jarasandha, after being defeated, he went back to his palace, and he was totally dejected. He was to give up his life, but his friends, companions conveyed that don't worry, uh, Krishna, you again go and fight. Krishna will we will defeat him, Krishna. And there was a king named Kalyavan. Kalyavan, Kalyavan was born in a Yavana family. So they both together came together and wanted to defeat Krishna. They surrounded Mathura from all Dwarka. Mathura, Dwarka is the same at that time actually. So Dwarka, Lord Krishna was in Dwarka at that time. So Lord Krishna wanted to save the residents from this mighty army. So he built an palace in the ocean, and this palace was very beautiful. Very nobody could enter. No man, no animal could enter this uh, palace. But this palace remnants are still there in Dwarka ocean. So, Lord Krishna wanted to save the residents of Dwarka, so Yadus from this battlefield, and he want to establish the principles of religion, and he wants to kill the miscreants. So he comes to protect the devotees and kill the miscreants. So when the Krishna, when Jasanda and Kalyavan tried to attack Dwarka, Krishna fled. Krishna and Balaram went to the forest and went there to top of a hill, and they both jumped to the ocean. And Jasanda thought that Krishna is no more there on this planet. But and then Kalyavan followed Krishna, and he came into entered a cave, and where there was Muchkunda, who had gotten benediction from the demigods. He had asked him benediction that I want to take rest, and he was taking rest in this cave. And Kalyavan mistook him to be Krishna and kicked him, and he was burned to death. And after that, Lord Krishna, yeah. After that, after Jasanda was defeated by Bhima, they came and discussed as Brahmanas. Bhima had a fight with Jasanda. Then the fight went for 28 days. And both were very strong. And nobody could defeat each other. But then finally, Krishna took a twig and gave him indication that Jara was born in two parts, like that, from his torso. And Krishna threw him down and tore him from both parts. And that's just. And after this, Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to perform this Rajasuya sacrifice, and he wanted to glorify Lord Sri Krishna. This is a beautiful pastimes, very, and we have a lot of. Last week, there were many disciplines of great souls, like Advaita Acharya's appearance was there, Madhavacharya, Ramanacharya. So it was very auspicious week, because these pastimes of Acharya, they are very exalted personalities. Acharya means one who teaches. Even Vyasdev says, even I don't know, even Sukadev Goswami doesn't know Krishna. So what to say of this? But through the medium Acharya, we come to know about Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we don't have any qualification to speak on these high topics. It's Acharya's mercy, the mercy of a pure representative who has given us this knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Uh, so this, we have to be very grateful to these saintly personalities who are concerned of these conditioned souls who are suffering in this material world. Previous, we didn't know about what is spiritual world also, and what is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, why to chant all this. But to some extent, we come to know from these great personalities. So beautiful songs like Madhavacharya. We belong to Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Madhavacharya. So we belong to this Sampradaya of Brahma Madhavacharya. Madhavacharya's, we'll be reading some of this. He appeared in 1238 AD near Udupi, Karnataka, in South India. So this is located in Mangalore in South India in Karnataka. It's from 300 to 500 kilometers from Bangalore. It's a beautiful temple of Udupi, Krishna. And Madhavacharya, this deity is with Krishna is holding a stick. And it was Madhavacharya got it from a sandalwood, like this. And this is still worshipped by the descendants of Madhavacharya, the sannyasis. Madhavacharya appeared in 1238 near Udupi, Karnataka in South India. He was considered an incarnation of Vayu, wind god. He had unusually strong physique, an extraordinary intellectual power. Hare Krishna. So he was Vayu, wind, incarnation of Vayu, wind god. He had unusual strong physique. We can see this beautiful picture of Madhavacharya. It's too small a bit, but his beautiful personality is a tilak. Strong physique and extraordinary intellectual power. Once a fierce Bengali tiger attacked Madhavacharya sannyasi disciple Satyatirtha. Madhavacharya wrested the tiger and sent him away with his tall tail between his legs. Hare Krishna. He was strong, so strong that one of his sannyas disciple was attacked by a tiger and he sent him away with his tail between his legs. Madhavacharya Diksha at age 5, sannyasa and 12 and left home. He appeared with a mission to fight and defeat Shankara Mayavad philosophy. So at the age of 5 only, Madhavacharya took Diksha and at 12 he took sannyas. He appeared with a mission to fight and defeat Shankara's Mayavad impersonal philosophy. At that time, Mayavad impersonal philosophy was very broadcast. So that was the purpose. One of this reason, Madhavacharya appeared. He appeared with a mission to fight and defeat Shankara Mayavad impersonal philosophy. By giving a pure interpretation of Vedanta Sutra, he promoted pure theism. He named his innovative Shastric explanation Dvaitva Dvaita Vada, pure duality. After Sankaracharya, who had previously toured India spreading impersonalism, Madhavacharya also traveled the length and breadth of India preaching personalism, personal atheism, and devotion to Lord Vishnu. He defeated innumerable Jains, Buddhists, Mayavadis, atheists, logicians, and agnostics. With the hope of meeting Srila Vyasdev himself, Madhurya walked up the Himalayas. Vyasdev gave him a Shaligram Shila called Ashtamurti, approved his Bhagavad Gita commentary, and blessed Madhacharya with deep realization of the Shastras. Hare Krishna. So he got the blessings of Vyasdeva. So it's beautiful, this wonderful, great personality, Madhavacharya, who in his age of 5, he left home and then at the age of 12 he took sannyas and his mission was to fight the Mayavadi and he wanted to establish theism. At that time, Shankaracharya's philosophy was very propagated. So Madhavacharya traveled all over India and then he finally came to, he defeated all the different sects, different, and then he came to Vyasdeva and he took the blessings of Vyasdeva. And Vyasdev gave him a Shaligram Shila. And then he wrote a Bhagavad Gita come bless my deeper realization of Shastras. See, in Udupi, Madhavacharya installed a beautiful deity of Gopala standing alone holding a covered stick. The deity manifested from within a chunk of Gopi Chandan, sacred clay. He established 8 matas to lovingly serve Udupi Krishna. So this sandalwood paste we can find in Dwarka. If you visit Dwarka also, you will find even in Vrindavan, the tilak which we are wearing, sandalwood paste we can find. So here it says in Udupi Madhavacharya, a beautiful deity of Gopala standing alone holding a covered stick. The deity manifested with a chunk Gopi Chandana. He established 8 matas to lovingly serve Udupi Krishna. The sannyas leaders of each mata worship the sacred deity with a rigorous regiment of ceremonial, ritual, punctuality, and impalpable personal conduct. Every Ekadashi they observe Nirjala, total fast, all food and water. So they Madhavacharya established this beautiful deity which is holding a carved stick. And this deity was manifested from a Gopi Chandan. He established 8 matas and this deity is very nicely worshipped in Udupi Krishna. If we go to Udupi Krishna, we'll find these beautiful deities of Krishna. holding a stick like that. Nice. Smadhacharya. Hare Krishna. So this is some little bit about Madhvacharya. And then Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev also is beautiful pastimes of Bhishma, grandfather of the Pandavas. His boyhood was Devavrata. His name was Devavrata. His father was Shantanu. Shantanu, when he saw a beautiful girl in the when he was walking on the Ganges, he approached her and he wanted to marry her. So the girl told that on one condition I'll marry you, that you have to obey my orders and you are not to question anything whatever I do. So after marriage she begot eight children, means at the eighth and each children she was trying this she threw in the Ganges. And the eighth and as she was about to throw in the Ganges, Shantanu stopped her. Then the Ganga Devi, she told that she was Ganges, that you broke your promise now, that I will go away from you, because this they were Vasus, they had been cursed and they were born, they were cursed to be to death like that. So this boy was taken care by her mother and under the care of Vashishta. And when he grew up, he he was Bhishma Dev actually. So the son was Bhishma Dev. Then Shantanu, when he was traveling around in the forest, he came across a fisherman daughter, and he was attracted, and he wanted to marry this father of Bhishma. They wanted to marry this fisherwoman girl. So, so the girl's father told that she can only on one condition, that her son should become the king. So Bhishma Dev took an oath that he will remain a celibate whole life, and in this way. And when after Shantanu had we got a child, his name was Vichitravirya. So Vichitravirya was to get married, and Vichitravirya. So Bhishma Dev kidnapped Ambalika and Ambika. So one of them, Amba, when Bhishma Dev, Amba told that now you have touched me, that you have to marry me. But Dev told that I have taken oath of brahmachari, a lifelong celibate. Uh, So she cursed that she gave up her life and she told that I'll be the cause of your death. So in next life she comes to Srikandi. So on the battle of Kurukshetra, she stands an opponent to Bhishma Dev. So like half man, half man. Hare Krishna. So this is beautiful. Bhishma's name in his say boyhood was Devavrata. He was the eighth son of Shantanu, a king of the lunar dynasty in Ganga Devi. This boy was the human embodiment of Dev, one of the Ashtavashus. So his name was Devavrata, Bhishmadev in childhood. He was the eighth son of Shantanu, king of the lunar dynasty in Ganga Devi. This boy was the human embodiment of Dev, one of the Ashtavasus. Shantanu, his father, was rebirth of another king, Mahabhishek. The story concerning this is given in Mahabharata as follows. King Mahabhishek, after his death, attained Vishnu Loka. Once he went to visit Brahma at Satyaloka. At that time, Ganga Devi was also present in Brahma's assembly. In that pious atmosphere, a gentle breeze began to flow, and Ganga Devi's clothes were slightly deranged. Just at that moment, Mahabhishek took a stealthy glance at her, and she also returned that glance. This was noted by Brahma, who turned both of them into human beings by a curse. Ganga Devi begged pardon, and Brahma lifted the curse and blessed her that Ashtavashtu would come to the earth to be born as her sons, and that afterwards she could come back to heaven. After that, Ganga Devi is born as a mortal woman in the world under the name Ganga, and she spent her days in the forest near the Ganga river valleys. In those days, the rulers of the lunar dynasty was a king named Pratipa. Having no children, he went to the bank of Ganga and performed tapas. There, Ganga Devi, who was moving about in the forest nearby, saw the king deeply absorbed tapas. She approached me and sat on his right thigh. She wanted the king to be her husband. He explained to her that the right thigh is the proper seat of his daughter-in-law, and so she should become his son's wife. In due course of time, Pratipa has a son, Shantanu, born to him. When Shantanu up to a young man, one day he went to hunt the Ganga Valley, and there he met Ganga Devi. He fell her in love at first sight. Ganga Devi agreed to become his wife on the condition that he should not say anything to displease her, and if he violated that condition, she would leave them. The king accepted the condition, and they became man and wife. At about that time, the wife of the one of us happened to see the sacrifice of sage Vashishta and wished to have it. She has expressed her desire to her husband Dev. With the other seven Vasus went and took away Vashishta's cow. Vashidev in his anger cursed the Ashvasus to be born as mortals. They repented and begged pardon for Vashishta. The sage told all of them would be born as sons of Ganga Devi, and all except Dev, who actually stole the cow, would return to heaven at the time of birth. For Dev, he would continue living in this world for a long time as an adventurous hero. Ganga Devi became pregnant and gave birth to her first child. She carried the child to the river Ganga and threw it to the river. Shantanu, who followed her up to the river bank, did not say anything, again remembering his promise. So it's beautiful. In Brahma Lok, uh, this king Mahabhishek, he attained Vishnu Loka and went to see Brahma at Satya Loka. At that time, Ganga Devi also was there, and the Ganga Devi's wind bridge blow, and Mahabhishek turned to Ganga Devi. He had a glance to Ganga Devi, and Ganga Devi also had glanced at Mahabhishek. And Brahma got at this angry, and he cursed both of them that you will be born on this earthly planet. So Ganga Devi begged pardon from Brahma. So it's a and lifted Ganga Devi begged pardon. Brahma lifted the cup, blessed that Ashtavashu would come to earth to be born as her sons, and then she would come back to heaven. So these eight Vasus, they would be born Ganga Devi, and then she will come back to the heavenly planet. So the same was the pastimes of Bhishma Devi's appearance after that. So the king, yeah, Pratipa king was going on hunting, and then he came across a woman. He came and sat on lap, and then he told that you're just like my son-in-law, like yeah, my daughter-in-law. You cannot marry. You can marry my son. And after that, this king had a son named Shantanu, and Shantanu was walking around the river Ganges. He came across this beautiful woman and married her. And she told a condition that I won't marry you. You have to obey me. And whatever I do, you have to not displease me. You should not say me anything. She got eight children, and she was throwing seven of them in the rivers, and the eighth one was Bhishma Dev. She took care. So this is beautiful Madhavacharya, Bhishma Dev. Then Advaitacharya appearance day. So very nice. This nice song. It has a lot of meaning because Vaishnavas should be glorified on their disappearance days. It's very nice, meaningful. Hey baro karuna karo Vaishnava gosai patita pavan tum bina ki ho nahi. যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূর যায় এমনো দয়ালা প্রভু খেবা কোথা পায় গঙ্গার পরশে হইলে পাশতে পবন দর্শন পবিত্র করো এ তো মার গুণ एबरो करुणा करो वैष्णव गोसाई पतित पावन तुम बिना के हो नाय. O Vaishnava Goswami, please be merciful to me. There is no one except you who can purify the fallen souls. Hare Krishna. So when similarly in this pastimes we see Narad Muni is glorifying Lord Sri Krishna. By serving Lord Krishna, one become purified by seeing the beautiful forms of Lord Krishna. Similarly, this prayers in this Vaishnava bhajan, he says, these are the prayers one has to pray. Always seek the mercy of Lord's pure representative and Lord. We have to always pray to this. In life, there's two requirements. It's very important that we have to always pray to the great saintly person and the pure representative Lord and the Lord. These two mercy we require in our life. Everyone requires in life. So similarly, this goes. Navratam Das Thakur has written this song, and he is glorifying. He says, "Ebaro karuna karo, वैष्णव कुसाई पतित पावन तुम बिना की हो नाही যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূর যায় এ মনো দয়ালা প্রভু কে বকোতা পায়." It's very nice. We say to bless the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. That's the first offense. In order to chant the holy name, we have to be careful, not commit offenses, particularly these 10 offenses and the teachings of Sikshastakam. The three first Sikshastakam is the first step, and four is and the third is Krishna Prema. Um, so, O Vaishnava Goswami, please merciful to be now. There is no one except you who can purify the fallen souls. We also always say in the morning, Vancha, I offer my respectful obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like disciples, who are very compassionate to the fallen conditioned souls, who are very compassionate to the fallen conditioned souls. So, this way, have to always keep in mind we are very tiny, we need always the protection of Lord's representative, a pure representative of God, a saintly person, and the Lord. We have never to become puffed up of any material acquisition. We learn from these past times of this, because everything the kings are saying, we were very puffed up, but everything is under time like that. Everything will be destroyed like that. Whatever we have in this material world, name, fame, or this body. So here we have to always seek the mercy of Vaishnava Goswami. Oh Vaishnava Goswami, please be merciful to me now. There is no one except you who can purify the fallen souls. Where does anyone find such a merciful person by whose mere audience all sins go far away? But just by his mere audience, all sins go away. Just my, we can see all Prabhupada's very focused. He sees like that, he's not seeing here and there. Kishore, Kishore. Any temple we go, we see this beautiful Prabhupada's deities established. Looks like people sometimes get, they say, oh, this Prabhupada is there, and they feel like Prabhupada is there. Eh? Real, like it looks like pure, like. Where does anyone find such a merciful personality by whose mere audience all sin goes far away? Just by seeing a pure representative, he says, Jahar, just by going Nikate gili papa durjay, all sin. E mono dayala prabhu keva kota pae. गंगार परशे होले पशते पवन दर्शनक पवित्र करो ए तुम्हारा गुण हरि स्थाने अपराधे तारे हरि नाम तोमा स्थान अपराधे नाही परित्राण. It's very nice. Gangara Parashe Hole Pashyati Pavan. After bathing in the Ganges of the sacred Ganges, many times one becomes purified. But just by the sight of you, the fallen souls are purified. This is your great power. Hare Krishna. So nice. Srila Prabhupada gave us this. And all these great souls, they come as the teachings of them are so nice, so wonderful. He says, after bathing in Ganges, one become purified after many long life. But just by the sight of you, the fallen souls are purified. This is your great power. Haristane apraditare harinam. The holy name delivers one who has committed an offense to Lord Hari. But if one commits an offense to you, there is no means of deliverance. Hare Krishna. So one has to become very careful in Krishna consciousness, like we said, Bhagavad Gita 18 verse 40. In this material world, we are under the modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, from higher planets to demigods to lower planets. Everybody is under these modes of nature and they are committing mistakes. In other words, they are under the modes of nature. So nobody is free from this. Hare Krishna. And the qualification of Kshatriya, a Brahman, a Vaishya, Shudra also is mentioned. Like Kshatriya, it says heroism. The Brahmana is peaceful, self-control. That's verse 42. Austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religious. These are the nature qualities by Brahmanas work. So Brahmanas, they are very calm, peaceful, and they are controlled. So one has to control the senses, one has to control the mind, and they has to become very calm, and one has to perform austerity, and one has to purify his existence, and one has to be tolerant, and one has to be very honest. Not externally one thing, inside externally. But we are conditioned souls, we have four defects. But actually, these are the qualification of Brahmana: peacefulness, self control, austerity, purity, tolerance. One has to develop these qualities. So, when we develop Vaishnava qualities, these qualities also come like that. And these are the nature by which Brahmanas work. They are pure, they are very knowledgeable, they are very austere, they are very peaceful, and they distribute this knowledge. And Kshatriyas, they are heroism, power, determination, resourceful courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of Kshatriyas. The leadership qualities are there. So one can use the leadership, taking knowledge from the Brahmanas. They give us this knowledge, purifying our existence. And the Kshatriyas should not misuse their leadership qualification. They should not uh, turn away the face from Krishna and conditions and living entity. So he should not misuse his leadership position also. So he has the qualification of heroism, power, determination, resourceful, courage in battle, generous in leadership, and the nature qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Kshatriya, Shat means protect, like that. He has to protect his dependents from the imminent danger of this material world, like that. So he should not turn away them from Krishna like that. He has to give protection like that. Hare Krishna. Yeah, holy name delivers one who has committed an offense to Lord Hari. But if one commits an offense to you, there is no means of deliverance. So we were read of before that 40. Yes. Three modes of nature in goodness. One has to perform austerities. One has to control the senses. That's in goodness. In the beginning, it may be seem like poison, but in last it's nectar. So sitting in Bhagavatam class, one has to hear Bhagavatam regularly. Says Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. If one has to progress in Krishna consciousness, purifies existence. Nityam Bhagavat Seva Bhagavati Uttam Sloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So Srimad Bhagavatam is so. So in the beginning, it may seem like poison, like so doing all this chanting of 16 rounds, getting up early in the morning, it's tough because we are materially diseased. Like a jaundice patient, sugar candy is the disease. Or many lives we have gone through these activities, millions of life. But this one has to practice to get up early in the morning. One has to practice. Even like the jaundice person, the sugar candy is the medicine. Similarly, we are all material diseased. So we have to practice to get up early. Now, this sanskar we have to take of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, even though it may be bitter. So it says, in goodness, modes of goodness, these are the qualities like um, one has to perform. In the beginning, it may seem like poison, but it's real nectar actually, devotional service. And passion, in the beginning, it's nectar, but in later stage, it's poison. Sense gratification may seem nice in the beginning, but actually it's poison. We can see like when a person becomes old, He's in a very miserable condition like that. It's old or young, everybody is now in a miserable condition like that. As time goes, everything is going down, down, down like that. Society is going. So your heart is yeah. Tomara hriday Govinda Vishram Govinda Kahena, and in ignorance he is totally lazy, sleepy, unclean, and totally is in a different world like that, intoxicated, whatever. So goodness, passion, ignorance, these different qualities that are explained like that. So we have to take spiritual life seriously and chant Hare Krishna as much we can all the time. Most of the time we practice to be Krishna consciousness. So we have been recommended 16 rounds, and I try to chant 16 rounds on a daily basis. Read scriptures, hear scriptures. So this is the real medicine to come for goodness like that. Otherwise, material happiness will be cause of miseries only. In the beginning, it may seem nectar. So this all teachings are there. तुम्हारा हृदय सदा गोविंद में गोविंद कहे ना हरि स्थाने अपराधे तारे हरि नाम तुमस्तने अपराध. The holy name delivers one who has committed an offense to Lord Hari. But if one commits an offense to you, there is no means of deliverance. Your heart is always the resting place of Lord Govinda. Lord Govinda says, the Vaishnavas are in my heart. So Krishna is saying the Vaishnavas are in the heart. So he said, wherever there is constant, where kirtan is going on, Lord resides there. So yes, similarly, it's like that. The holy name delivers one who has come. Your heart is always resting place of Lord Govinda. Lord Govinda says, the Vaishnavas are in my heart. In other words, one has to please the Lord, one has to please his devotees. Then the Lord is more pleased like that. In other words, I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth. प्रति जन्म कोरी आशे चरण धूलि नौरतम करो दया करो अपनर बोली. I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth I may take. Please consider Narottam Das yours and be kind upon me. Even Brahma is praying that even if I am born like a worm, and I be born in a devotee's house. Because in from childhood you can hear the holy name, you can have. He said, I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth I may take. Please consider Narottam Das yours and be kind upon him. So wonderful songs. Ebaro Karo Vaishnav Gosai Patita Pavan Toma Bina Ke Ho Na Ebaro Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai Patita Pavan Toma Bina Ke Ho Nahi. Jahar nikate ke liye paap dur jaye. Please merciful be, who can purify the fallen souls. Hare Krishna. You're more very kind like that. The holy name, if one commits an offense at the holy name is, can deliver. After bathing in Ganga's many life, one become purified. But by your sight, one become purified. Mm. But if one commits an offense at a Vaishnava, there is no deliverance. Nice. Hare Krishna. Very wonderful topics. So, real religion means to surrender to Krishna, obey the orders of Krishna. In order to become strong, we have to become strong in our spiritual life. We have to act by the order of Krishna. Yeah. Any comments? Any questions? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए प्रभु. हरि हरि बोलिए. हरि का आपका नाम लीजिए. हरे कृष्णा. Your name is Harish. Hari. Hare Krishna. Holy name can deliver. Hare Krishna. That was beautiful. No comments, no questions. Say some Prabhu. It will be inspiration. People. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, this I will be reading to you about this very nice message here. Is Narada and the messengers. So messengers are very, yes, O immeasurable soul, destroyer of fear. So Krishna, lotus feet is when engaged in devotional service, he becomes free from all fear. But here the messengers are saying, because we have surrendered, despite our separate attitude, we have come to your shelter. Separate attitude, Everybody want to become independent. There's no independence like that. So they're admitting their weakness. They are surrendering to Krishna through the messenger. And one comes to Krishna, he becomes free from material existence. People in this world are engaged in sinful activities and thus bewildered about their real duty, which is to worship you according to your commandments. So people in this world are engaged in sinful activities. Fruity work means sinful activities. But in Bhagavad Gita also it says in the verse 1846, I think, yeah, that one should use all his talent, everything in the service of the Lord. He should worship the Lord by the results of his act should be given to Krishna. In that way, he will be free from this sinful action. In this, he says people are always engaged in sinful activities and are bewildered about the real duty, which is to worship you. The activity would truly bring them good fortune. Let us offer our obeisance unto the powerful Lord, who appears as time and suddenly cut down one stubborn hope for a long life in this world. This hope for living in this world is very strong, but time takes away everything. All of a sudden, he says people are engaged in and they are forgetting the real this to worship you and follow his commandments like that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So these four things Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita: always think of me, become my devotee, offer worship me, and offer obeisances to me. Always think of me, become my devotee, and offer obeisance to me, and you will come to me. So we follow this. You are the predominant Lord of the universe, descended to this world with your personal power to protect the saintly and suppress the wicked. So Lord is very kind to the devotees. He comes particularly in this holy name. He's incarnate as this holy name of the Lord. And he protects the devotees. So similarly, the messengers are giving a message to Lord Sri Krishna. Oh Lord, with this corpse-like body always full of fear, we bear the burden of relative happiness of kings, which is just like a dream. Thus we have rejected the real happiness of soul, which comes by rendering selfless service to you. Being so very wretched, we simply suffer in this life under the spell of your illusory energy. So that's what Anya Bilashita Sunyam. One should render service to the Lord selflessly, without any personal motivation. That's the topmost stage of devotional service. That's pure devotional service. So one should aspire for pure devotional service. So he says, "Oh Lord, with this corpse-like body always," that means body, mind, words, whatever we have, wealth, everything should be engaged in service of Lord Krishna. There's a nice song, Manasa Deha Je Kuch Mora Arpilo Tu Nand Kishore. पर भजो रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरण अरविंदे भजो रे मन श्री नंद नंदना. Mind, worship Nanda Nandana. You become fearless. Krishna, Prabhupada's name also is Abhay Charana Arvinda. Abhay means one becomes fearless by just taking shelter of the Lord. He says, O Lord, with this corpse like body always full of fear, we bear the burden of relative happiness of kings, which is just like a dream. Thus, we have rejected the real happiness of soul, which comes by rendering selfless service to you. Being so wretched, we simply suffer in this life under the spell of your illusory energy. So we are neglecting this. This is this we are decorating this body, which is just like it's full of fear. Everybody is fearful in this world. Even a small sparrow is looking here and there. Um, he just eating a grain, but it's always in fear. It's anxiety. But now human beings have increased their anxiety. You know, but the solution is here. Thus, we have rejected the real happiness of the soul, which comes by rendering selfless service to you. Being so very wretched, we simply suffer in this life under the spell of illusion energy. Therefore, since your feet relieve the sorrow of this surrender, those who surrender to them, please release us prisoners from the shackles of karma, manifest as King of Magda, wielding alone the prowess of 10,000 maddened elephants. He has locked us in his house just as a lion captures sleep. So the kings are taking shelter of Lord Sri Krishna. They are surrendering Krishna. So they are giving different example of this body and how they are engaging in sinful activities and they have neglected Lord and now they want to take shelter of Lord Krishna. O wilder days, your strength is unlimited, and thus 17 times you have crushed Jason in battle. But then, absorbed in human affairs, you allowed him to defeat you once. Now he is so filled with pride that he dares to torment us, your subjects. O unconquerable, please rectify the situation. The messenger continued, This is the message of the king impressed by Jason. All hanker for your audience, having surrendered to your feet. Please bestow good fortune on the poor souls. Good fortune on these poor souls. When the king's messenger had just spoken for the sage of them, Narada suddenly appeared, bearing a mass of golden matted locks on his head. The supreme sage entered like the brilliant sun. Lord Krishna is the worshipful master of even planetary rulers like Brahma and Shiva. As saw Narada Muni arrive, he joyfully stood up along with his ministers and secretaries to the great sage and offered his respects by bowing his head. So Lord seeing Narada, he quickly offered obeisances. Hare Krishna. So Krishna applied obeisance to Narad Muni. Very nice. So this is etiquette like that. The Lord is more pleased when his devotees worship like that. Even Lord Shiva also says that Parvati asks, which worship is the topmost? He's saying worship of Krishna, Vishnu, and above that worship of his representative is most topmost like that. Pure represent God. Similarly, this Narad Muni, Lord Krishna is giving an example. And Narad accepted the seat offered to him, Lord Krishna ordered the sage according. This is repeatedly in every chapter we find these things like that. The great personalities they are offering, Lord is offering, taking care of the devotees and Krishna. But Krishna is performing, Krishna is full in himself, he has nothing to do. But he's showing an example like when he was a king on this material planet. And Narad accepted the seat offered him. Lord Krishna honored the sage offering scriptural injections and gratifying with love spoke the following truthful and pleasing words. It is certain that today the three worlds have attained freedom from all fear. That is the influence of such a great personality. As you travel all will throughout all the worlds. There is nothing unknown to you within the corp. Therefore, please tell us what the Pandavas intend to do. Then Narad Muni says, I've seen your insect of your Maya, by which you build even the creator of the universe, Brahma. It does not surprise me that you discuss yourself as your own energies while moving among the great being as fire covers its own light with smoke. Hare Krishna. Even Brahma and the demigods, they are bewildered. Narad Muni saying, such is the power of Maya. Everybody is bewildered from a topmost planet Brahma to a small insignificant living being to the higher heavenly planets. Everybody is bound by this material modes of nature or they're bewildered by the illusion energy of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Nadmani is saying, it is, oh Supreme, playing part of human, I shall tell you, your devotee, you, this son of your father's sister, intends to. Desiring unrivaled Sony king, you the intent to worship you with the great sacrifice, Rajasuya. So Narad Muni is conveying the message of Rajasviya sacrifice. Yudhishthira Maharaj want to perform this Rajasviya sacrifice, which is the king of all sacrifice. That was the verse we read today. Very nice. Thank you so much for tolerating, sitting. Nice. It's time. Any comments? Any questions? Yeah. So this different Bhagavad Gita verse we read, mode of goodness, mode of passion, how the actions in mode of goodness are. In the beginning, it may seem poison, but in later it is nectar. And passion in the beginning, it may feel nectar, but in the later stage is poison. Sanskrit. Hare Krishna. Uh, and ignorance is totally ignorant. And anyone who, in whatever from the higher planets to demigods, they all commit mistakes because they are under these three modes of nature. Nobody is free from this. In other words, everybody under the modes of nature, they are sure to commit mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Yes, Mata, you can say something. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam Puran ki jai. So we read from Jarsanda. Jarsanda how he was killed, Rajsuya sacrifice.